Okay, so today in this, what I'm thinking is the final video in this Washington D.C. series, we're covering some more federal buildings. Said we do one or two, but or a few. We may cover some more than a few. Certainly won't get all of them, but let's start right here with the Department of Education here in Washington, D.C. I do believe this is the headquarters for the Department of Education. I could be wrong, but nonetheless, it is the Department of Education here in Washington, D.C. Okay, so we're going to continue from there, and we're going to go to right behind me is another of the United States Department of Health and Human Services buildings. I already showed you that one. I wanted to say that it's like some buildings here in Washington, D.C., or the federal buildings and government buildings built on piers, if I may, or we'll call them posts. If you look at that earlier video on the same channel, you'll see that today is the 20th of November, 2021. So this is the U.S. Department, another building for the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Right beside the Museum of the Bible, which we did cover a very little bit of on the same channel. So let's take this walk. Here's the McDonald's I've eaten at a couple times. Southwest DC. And so this may be the only video on the channel, and out of most of my nearly 2,000 clips on my 10 YouTube channels named after myself, Devon. Excuse me, let me try that again. Named after myself, Devon Chadwick White. It's spelled D-A-V-O-N. Middle name C-H-A-D-E-W-I-C-K. Last name White, like the color of snow, W-H-I-T-E. Type that in on YouTube. Filter it to channels, and you can find my 10 channels. Most of them I show my face in. This one I don't believe I'll be doing so. Just to do something different. We're here in Washington, D.C., and this here is the U.S. Department of Education, as you can see here. U.S. Department of Education. EDU cat I own. Education. Yeah. Go ahead, car. Thank you. Sign right there says 400 Maryland Avenue, Southwest, U.S. Department of Education. It's the Lyndon Baines, let's see, American Department of Education building. Or Lyndon Baines Johnson, excuse me. Lyndon Baines Johnson Department of Education building. You can't see it from here. The sign says it. Perhaps we will cover it. Again, that is the U.S. Department of Education. All right. And then for another amazing building, how many of you have heard of FEMA? FEMA, FEMA. Well, what do you have here? Looks like that's the logo for FEMA beside the Holiday Inn. Okay, so yep. You know, in federal emergencies, FEMA shows up after hurricanes and tornado disasters and other disasters with emergency aid. So that's what we have here with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. There you have it. There you have it. FEMA. Yep. That's pretty cool. So, let's continue on this journey. At the Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial. Pretty white building, if I remember correctly. There's the Holiday Inn flag, and then the U.S. flag twice.
That's why I said I don't know what Blanc said to him or whatever. Because when I
This department. Thanks. Again, that's the U.S. Department of Education. And here's the Lyndon Baines Johnson Department of Education building, again at 400 Maryland Avenue Southwest. Alright, the C Street entrance. Alright. So I don't know if you guys, I've been actually attended what, 4 colleges? 4 colleges, let's make it 5, that the federal government financed for me. I requested a lot more than they gave me, what, $60,000 that they gave me to pay for my education. And then the amount that I requested, and not just necessarily from the government. Hey, I'll do a song and dance act for you. For it, I promise. Yeah, I have a donate page through my website at www.dcwdcw.com. That's my initials twice. My initials are the same as this federal district's initials. The district's initial, or Washington, D.C. would be WDC, I'm guessing, and my initials certainly are DCW. So, a slightly different order. DCW.com. That's my initials twice.com. DCW.com. Click on the donate page. It'll be there at least for the next 12 months, I suppose. Speaking of my initials, there they go. Twice. DCW.com. And you'll get my website. Website will likely be there longer, and I may renew the GoFundMe donate campaign after the 12 months, perhaps just for the artsiness of it through the website. But yeah, you can donate, and with that money, I certainly would pay the federal off my student loans. It's one of the bills on the list of what the money would go towards. Okay, so Dwight D. Eisenhower. Here's your memorial, right ahead of the education building. This is the Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial, one of our great presidents of the United States of America. And here's the Wilbur Wright Federal Building, the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Federal Aviation Administration. This is the FAA building. We'll get back to that in just a second. But right now, let's take a look. And we did visit this museum ahead of us, the National Air and Space Museum. It's on the channel. We saw one of the exhibits. I even got on the rocket ship there. Here's the memorial. I really like these white benches and the design that they used here. And, or I should say light. It's not exactly white, but it may be white based. Excuse me. Yeah. Excuse me. Again. So yes, we are here at the Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial, part of the National Malls and Memorial Parks, as you can see. All right, so there we have that. This. You can see the Capitol down there. So it's been a couple of years since I researched Eisenhower. I want to say college professors when I was in college used to say, well, at least more than the one that might have said it's okay to use Wikipedia, say not to use Wikipedia, because the definitions can change. I can go in and change the definition. In fact, I did in one of my YouTube videos. However, in their defense, they say that they monitor it closely, And, well, they did remove my definition, even though I don't think it's necessarily necessary, but we're here at the Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial. And behind it, you can see the Department of Education. Alright. We also visited the museum there, the Museum of the Native Americans. The National Mall is right there. And ahead of us, I do believe that is the Voice of America building. Also got it on video, yesterday? Today is the 20th, so August the 19th. The Botanics Garden is there. Here's another post dedicated to, a very large post, but yeah, post dedicated to Dwight David Eisenhower, 34th President of the United States. So I do believe, there we have it, the Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial. Dwight D. Eisenhower Memorial. So here it is. Today is Saturday, so it's likely close. Hey, Doggy Masters. Good day. Nice, the Dwight. Oh, it says their current hours of operation are 10 to 6, so they may be open today. Oh, actually, they are open today. But let's try to save time and continue this on Independence Avenue in DC. Not bad gardening design. Considering like bearscapes, if I may. Green trees, just green and trees on a white base or a light base. It's natural enough, light and feeling, pretty smooth. So yeah, we're here at the Wait, let's move on. Thanks, President Eisenhower, for all you've done. You're a great guy. I'm a supporter. You know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So, because of the times you were in, your positions may have required you particularly to be in a different space or place in certain ideals. Certain of them I did agree with. Even as Americans, is a somewhat Christian, it's a Christian country. Think about biblically how there was a time when the Bible of the disciples too were disagreed upon a certain thing, if I may, and that didn't mean one of them, they weren't both disciples. It just means that people can be at different stances. Some may say based on your particular degree of faith. Some may have faith to the galaxy, and some people have faith a little bit below. Slightly touching the galaxy. Some may have it above the galaxy. Whatever. So yeah, here's the Wilbur Wright FAA building, the Federal Aviation Administration. Alright, do you want to take it from this back side or do you want to take it from the front? Let's take it from the front. Even though we've been on this street all right, Greenscape. I covered some cranes on the company's Facebook page. I hate, again, I keep mentioning it, I hate how it's that page, but whatever. This is Clarkson Construction. Here's the Federal, there's a Herschel one. This is the FAA building, the Federal Aviation Building, just in case you didn't know. What kind of building is this? It's a federal building. They said we are a strange and peculiar people. That's what the Bible says about us. Well, apparently I won't be able to get to all of them on my list today. That's not a bad thing, because this is another FAA building. This one's on piers, as well, the piers there, or we can call them posts or whatever. But yeah, so here's the FAA building here, and we have another one here. If you look at, now this is the government sector of multi-building, if I may, under one company, which may be the General Services Administration, may finance or consider themselves the most elite of the real estate in relation to federal buildings, government buildings. However, and if the video cut short, I'm grateful to have had you share it this time with you. I'm going to try to enjoy a little bit of DC, my own, without the camera. Showing you. Get here online, check it out online. Hopefully, if one day my company succeeds, I'll be able to come back to you with a better camera, a producer, better lighting, and some good material for you. Even though I do think the material here is good. But yeah, we'll continue that later. Maybe. We'll see what God has ahead for me. Just trying to enjoy life a little bit. Brought you up a lot over the past 6 years through YouTube. Even though you, as of today, the 20th of November 2020, you might not have seen it yet, but whatever. Drop something in the comment section if you ever get to it. Over right, Federal Building. Here's another FAA building. Right across the street from this FAA building. We're at 800 Independence Avenue. To perhaps I was going to show you a park that you can check out, Hancock Park in DC online. Also, I don't know if I'll be able to make it to the Bureau of Engraving and Printing before this battery stops on me. But I encourage you to check it out online. Also, you can YouTube like where does money come from in the USA or whatever, and you'll get some links to the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. All right, let's speed it up a little bit. So there we have the another FAA building. So because I'm moving fast, camera might be switching in and out. I just made up a word if you're checking this out from your phone, but if you're watching it on TV or on the computer, it may be a little clearer. Best on TV, I think. Oh, I said I would show you Hancock Park, but you might have to check it out online, but it seems that I may be able to show it to you right here while you're looking at it. It's not much of a park, but a little green space for you. I've seen larger parks and more. Another part of DC, if I may say the least, as well as Maryland is right next door. But Hancock Park, National Mall. All right. This clip is called Federal Buildings 2. Be sure to check out Federal Buildings 1. Ahead, click uploads. You may have to click, if it doesn't show you all, there's at least 100 videos on this channel. If you don't see 100 there, click uploads again. So, and scroll down until you see the 100. Oh, I was mentioning these buildings. You see the double buildings here in a governmental way, but priorly in Durham County, even though it's still non-profit agency, Research Triangle Park is. I call it the Silicon Valley of the medical and electronics or medical and business Silicon Valley of North Carolina. You can check that out on this channel as well. And you see the multiple buildings there for Lenovo had like several buildings, and Cisco, the software company, had several buildings there in Research Triangle Park. I shared it with you, walk through on that campus as well a little to show what the 12 Cisco buildings, or at least several of them. Okay, here we are in correction for yesterday. Yeah, I'm not gonna show you the whole building, but here is the Department of Housing and Urban Development. This is one side. There's another side on the other like this, and the front side, which is a slightly larger curve. On the back side is the fourth. Yesterday I said 3. Today I'm correcting it. There are 4 curves in this building. Excuse me again. Here's the General Services Administration. I did link in the websites in the description box. So again, I was mentioning who likes to manage the real estate of the district in the federal buildings in the most elite way possible if they can. And who is that? And you can also see the other things that the General Service Administration does through their website. Likes to be the General Services Administration. General. Something I was trying to be a general contractor. You'll see that on the website, www.dcwdcw.com, the home of Devon Chadwick White Incorporated. I don't want to get it mixed up. It's not the website. Says sounds like it might be the company name. It's not. It's actually my name incorporated. It's the company's name, the official name. But the website which I'm incorporate and or patent is www.dcwdcw.com. Metro Transit, please. L'enfant. Okay, let's speed this up a little bit. Hope you enjoyed this federal buildings clip. If I had time, I would walk you up the stairs ahead here and show you. I believe when the clip stopped yesterday, I was just up ahead here. I was able to show you at least three buildings, 3 federal buildings yesterday. There's that back side of it. I told you there's 4 sides. There's 1, 2, 3 like this one, and then the 4th one like that on the front. The United States Housing and Urban Development building. A lot of nice buildings in all 50 of the states in which I have visited. I could call any of them home. They're all nice places. The first thing I think is when I'm visiting a place, like, okay, well, I just think, is it nice enough that I could actually call it home and I can put a check beside all 50 states that I've been to last year. They were all nice enough that I could call home. Find a place to call home there. Maybe an apartment, penthouse, mansion, or whatever. Just imagining, like, could you see yourself living in one of these houses, buying a house if you could, or stuff like that. And feel free to donate at www.dcwdcw.com. Oh. I'm fine, Plaza. Yeah, we'll walk you up those stairs to the plaza, but I don't know that I'll have time for it. There's a lot of birds in this tree, in this bush. I'll let you get close too. See? In North Carolina, that's not necessarily the case. Alright, landscape. Let me see. There's another bird. Okay, around the corner, straight ahead, is the Mandarin Oriental 5-star hotel. I think the rooms, when I checked in the other day, I actually had to use the ATM because it was the closest Bank of America ATM I knew would use my card, accept my card. So the closest one was in their lobby or near the bathroom, the Bank of America ATM. When I asked him how much the rooms were, he's like, they start at $400 a night. That's the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. Excuse me. Georgetown University is here. The American University, Howard University is in D.C. There's a number of vet schools here. American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists is right